Yo, what's good, my peoples? It's roller16 bringing you guys another video. Today is going to be a skate review. As you guys have seen, I've been skating the Razor Shift, my first pair of razors, for a couple months now, and I've been meaning to get this review out. But without further ado, let me get into the skate review, and let's go. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is the boot. The boot of the skate, the actual hard shell, the foundation of any skate is the boot. So I got these in a size 8 US. As you know from my previous reviews, I try to downsize on any skates I can, as long as it's not too risky. So I wear a size 9 US shoe, and I got these in a size 8 US. So I was able to successfully downsize one full size. So I don't have a particularly wide foot, but these are pretty wide even if you do. So the boot on the Razor's Shift, to me, is one of the best looking skates on the market. This silhouette, when I saw it, I was really interested. I was actually initially interested in the Razor Shift 2, the Kirill, the khaki or custard color. But those were sold out everywhere. So the next one I liked was these, the Razor Shift 1s. I really like that these are all new pieces. Nothing's recycled as far as, you know, no off-the-shelf parts from like the Colts or from the SLs. So I find that really nice, and I appreciate a company who's innovating and coming out with something new. The cuff, like I said, it's a fully redesigned cuff. If you guys can see here, it's a high top cuff. This is a standard hard boot. It's not a soft boot shell, but the cuff is a high cuff, high liner, which I really like. I really enjoy the high cuff, and this skate just reminded me of how much I like the high cuff. You know, the support on the back, you know, on the back of your calves is really nice. The extra stability. These also come with the raised heel through a shock absorber, so they didn't add any extra plastic. It's an actual shock absorber that's super thick, that actually makes this a raised heel skate. On the break-in period, I did have some concerns, as I said in my blade impressions. The toe box is a little tight, so you know, a good looking boot like this does have a tight toe box, so it's not very tall. You know, other skates might come up a little higher, but this one has a flatter toe box. So you know, with the liners and the brand new you know, the brand new shell, the brand new plastic, it took a couple sessions to break in, but once it broke in, you know, it was pretty much like a dream. Everything was good. I mean, these break in really, really nice. You just have to tough it out for the beginning. If you don't want to risk it, you can get your actual shoe size, but these are pretty true to size. So I would downsize no more than one size, or get your actual size. The actual material of the boot, the plastic, I wish it was a little thicker or a little more rigid. I did find a lot of lateral flex coming from the cuff and the boot. You got some ventilation up in here also on the inside, so that's also really nice. So they really thought about that. This is what my current setup is looking like. I added some red accents, added some red wheels because I wore out the original wheels. So again, I'm going to talk about that in the dedicated sections, but the boot, overall, I'm going to give the boot a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Once you break them in, these things are solid. The high cuff, the support, really, really tough to beat, and a huge fan of razors after this skate. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for the boot. These are the factory liners. The Razor Shift 2s, or the Pro models, actually come with the Rain liners, which is the premium liners. The liners on these skates are actually really, really good for factory liners. I had absolutely no issues at all with the liners. Only thing, the padding is starting to show some wear kind of in like the ankle area, and I think that's just due to them being flexi skates. So I feel like my ankle, or that part of the liner, takes the most abuse. The liners themselves don't have laces, but the laces that come with the Razor Shift are excellent. You know, probably the best stock laces you're gonna find. They're waxed hockey style laces. I replaced these just to kind of match my setup, but I do have the factory laces in case I ever need them. So the laces, don't even worry about it. They have plenty of length, plenty of strength. So the laces are excellent. So here you can check out my new laces. But again, I can go back to the stock laces whenever I want. A concern of mine also that I want to bring up about the liners is, okay, so the Rain liners are really difficult to find. You know, they sell out really quick. So that is a concern of mine. You know, if I had USDs, I would do my fit. If I have razors, I want to do Rain, but they just can't keep them in stock enough. So I don't want to do intuitions. I don't want to spend, you know, 200 bucks. That's what the skate costs, 150 bucks. I don't want to spend 200 bucks on liners. It's just not that serious for me. So that's a concern of mine. I wish Rain would come out with more liners. So if somebody from Sunshine Distribution or Razors or Rain is watching this, what's the deal with the liners, man? Keep them coming out, and you know, I'm looking for them. So yeah, if you see this, yeah. But overall, I'm gonna give the liners a 8 out of 10. The sole plate system on the Razor Shift is excellent. You got hardware holding it in more than a lot of other skates who just have 2 bolts holding it in. So solid. You got these this tapered, as you can see here, it goes out, and then this tapered sole plate. Here are the soles, very, very wide. Negative, not so much. As you can see, I don't really specialize in negatives. I really, really enjoy doing grinds in these skates. They don't slow down, they're fast, they're cheap to replace. Sole space and sole plates does matter, especially if you're doing aggressive blading. For me, all I do is aggressive skating. That's the only thing that really interests me. Only time I'll probably use that instant frame change system is if I maybe do like a flat setup. I might do some big wheels in the future. You never know, for some film projects or something like that, to film, cars or something like that. That's when the big wheel setup. But for aggressive skates, things are solid. I was able to hit up like a loading dock, painted loading dock, and wearing a decent groove, doing some royales and stuff on there. So yeah, even the stock groove, I didn't do that till later, but the stock groove that comes on these is excellent. I was able to royale out the box. These come with ground control Featherlight 3 frames. So this is an anti-rocker setup, but the ground control Featherlight 3s are excellent. They slide very fast, slide consistently, and overall I'm pretty happy with them. These sole plates and this sole plate system and Razor putting in the work to redesign these things, I'm gonna go ahead and give these a 10 out of 10. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is the wheels and bearings, which is probably one of my favorite parts about these skates. A lot of people underestimate, the importance of wheels and bearings, especially when it comes to like an anti-rocker setup. So these come factory anti-rockered, which is the 2 small wheels for grinding, but the outside wheels are 64 millimeters. The original wheels just wore out 2 weeks ago, super durable, but the main thing about this setup is it's super fast. 64 millimeters is one of the biggest setups that comes factory on any skates. So, usually the biggest I've seen on skates is 60, with the exception of the Aeons. But Razors, really outdid themselves. So 64 on the outside, and then anti-rocker. Really, really good speed, really fast bearings. These are ABEC 9s. Overall, really, really happy with them, man. They roll really smooth, especially for an anti-rocker setup. And I really don't want to go back down to anything lower than a 64 millimeter. I just replaced these with some Derek Henderson red wheels. These are ground control wheels. So again, I kind of stick with the same Razor's umbrella. And yeah, super fast, probably due for a rotation soon. But yeah, I still have the original wheels. They're pretty worn down. They probably went from 64 millimeter down to like 58 millimeters now after use. I'm gonna give the wheels and bearings on these a perfect score of 10 out of 10. Until you roll on these big wheels for aggressive skating, I mean, you don't know what you're missing. So yeah, 64 millimeters, I'm not sure if I can go back. 10 out of 10. So the hardware, the buckles, the axles, the cuffs, etc. I haven't had any issues, to be honest with you. So the actual cuff bolts, I haven't had to tighten at all. I double check them, but I haven't had to tighten them, which is really nice. Like you guys know, that can be a pet peeve, having to tighten your cuffs, or losing a cuff bolt in the middle of a session can really ruin your day if you don't have an extra one. So excellent on the cuff bolts, no issues at all. The axles, like I said, this is the best axle system in, as far as plastic frames that I know of. Ground control really does an excellent job with these one-sided Allen keys. You only need the tool on one side. You really can't beat it. Buckle is excellent. You can again upgrade to the metal ones. Haven't had any issues, no nothing, no issues at all. UFS bolts holding up good. Everything's powder coated black, and nothing's stripping out. Pretty straightforward, man. So 10 out of 10 for the hardware. I'm able to skate these with ultimate peace of mind. These are pretty much factory, guys. Only thing I've changed on these are the laces and the wheels. Everything else is factory. So I mean, that speaks volumes, and Razors is really doing it right, you know. So 10 out of 10 for the hardware. So overall, I'm gonna give the skates a 9.5 out of 10. Out of all the skates that I've used, I really like these. These fit my skating style the most. The most support with the high cuff, the sole plates, the frames, the big wheels, the flexibility of changing with the IFC system, ventilation. Once you get past the break-in period, these are, to me, one of the best skates on the market, especially if you're able to get one of the pro models, or if you're gonna upgrade the liners, which I'm probably gonna do. I really look forward to the colorways that they're coming out with. Solid, man. I'm really happy, and I'm really happy I went with Razors. In addition to that, you know, not that I'm a fanboy or anything like that, but I went ahead and got the Razors backpack here. My Runners Project backpack was long overdue. It had a big hole in it, so I got the Razors backpack. Razors is really putting it down, you know what I mean? They're really coming out with some cool products alongside other manufacturers, but Razors in particular is OG, and I can really see what the hype is and why people really stick with Razors. As far as skates go, you know, these are going to be my daily driver, and I'm really looking forward to maybe getting more models of the Razor shifts, some different colorways and stuff like that. All right, my people, so that's pretty much it for the review of the Razor shift skates from Razors. Hopefully this was helpful to somebody, and hopefully this will, you know, maybe encourage you to try some Razor skates, you know, some really high quality skates. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the subscribe button for future videos. Make sure to leave your comments and questions and opinions in the comment section below about what you think about the Razor skates. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is Il Roller 16 checking out. Until the next video. Salute.